I had the great pleasure of meeting Luke in person with his parents. They came to Cinema State for a little tour. So I figured I would do substitute duty introducing Luke. He really likes to build things and he likes to play around with computers. And so we gave him a computer that he could run Blender on. But Dr. Pascali is a very prominent person in the Mars community, especially trying to figure out how people could eventually live on and survive on Mars. And he started the Mars Institute. And so every year he goes off to the Arctic, which is, you know, I guess is similar to Mars as he can get on Earth to practice some of the stuff that they're working out that would influence how astronauts would someday be able to live and work on Mars. And so he came up with a really cool project for Luke involving some redesign of some tools that these folks might be able to use. And so I'm going to let Luke tell you all about it. But I tremendously enjoyed meeting him and his family. And I'm glad that I could be here to do the pinch hitting. So take it away, Luke.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. There we go. Hello, and over the course of this internship, I have had the honor of working with Dr. Pascal Lee and on creating an astronaut multi-tool for Moon and Mars field geology. So first off, I had to actually educate myself on the Apollo sampling tools that existed on the Apollo missions. And a number or examples of these are the extension handle, the rake, the sampling scoop, spring scale, tongs, the rock hammer, LRV soil sampler, core tubes, lunar surface drill, and the least obvious in my opinion, the gnomon, which is just a color reference to be able to accurately color pictures on the moon. So an example of kind of the information that I learned about each of these tools are the weight and the different dimensions of them and exactly what they did, as well as what materials they are made out of and what missions they were taken on. So here are a few different photos of the tools in action on the lunar surface. Here are the tongs being used by an astronaut. Here's the rake being used by an astronaut. Here's a core tube with an extension handle being used by an astronaut. On the left there, you can see the tool carrier is sneaking in the picture. On the left is a scoop with the extension handle. And here's a picture of the gnomon. And a astronaut using a rock hammer. Here's the rock hammer on the actual, I believe, the tool carrier on the back of the lunar rover. And here's the whole tool carrier on the back of the lunar rover. So after I had mastered all the, or what I could about the information on the previous tools, it was time for me and Pascal to actually start brainstorming the next generation of tools for Artemis, specifically Artemis 3. So some of the new tool concepts that we came up with was an airburst dust remover, a rock abrasion tool combined with a rock hammer, an astronaut multi-tool, a walking staff with integrated lighting, imaging, and multiple sampling tools, a digital wireless hand lens with pen light capability, and an EVA pen light. For this internship, we decided to focus specifically on one of these tools, which was the Astronaut MultiTool. Most of the Apollo tools were all individual and costly in terms of mass and just overall efficiency and use. And I also had noticed several instances of astronauts using different Apollo tools, such as the extension handle, as a cane or a walking aid. So that caused me to have the idea to create a walking staff multi-tool. And the general concept around it was essentially to be the Swiss Army knife of the field geology tool set. So it combines a large multitude of field tools into just a simple walking staff, which astronauts always will kind of have on them in EVA. So a few of the tools are rakes, scoop, tongs, and gnomon. Also has a tripod so it can stand without the astronauts having to hold it, and lighting, as well as some passive imaging on it. So I designed the multi-tool in Blender, and here's a few of the pictures of what I was able to come up with in CAD so far. So here's the entire tool on its side. You can see the legs are retracted on the left there. Now, here's a few kind of more close-ups of it. On the left, you can see the legs folded and unfolded. And the clamp on the top of it is on the right, as well as that little sphere on the right is a 360-degree camera, and the LiDAR will be right underneath it. So there's much work to still be done, and with designing and integrating all the tools into it and figuring everything out. But few of the options for the future is to continue fleshing out the details of the CAD model and creating animations to help convey the concept much more effectively, as well as creating a prototype for field testing this fall and in the Arctic at HMP 2023. And combining the multi-tool with the tool carrier. So finally, I just want to give a special thanks to Dr. Pascal Lee and NASA's Neurodiversity Network at Sonoma State for this internship. It's been such an incredible experience, and I've learned so much, and it has given me so many opportunities and really helped to shape my future. And yeah, thank you all.